I've been alive for 2500 days on this world, and I'm still in diamond armor. Look, I hate being in nether, however, today I'll find my fear by mining in a straight line until I get enough netherite to ensure that I never have to return to this place again. With this occasion, I'll try to break the world record, which is currently held by Dakio. But first I'll need a lot of pickaxes, so let's craft some. And by crafting I meant trading. This is going to be enough for a while. Each pickaxe needs to have at least efficiency 2 to instantly break the netherrack block, but a few don't have that, so I went to my XP farmer raid disenchanting them to make them better. I don't think I need anything else right now, so let's find a good place. Google says that Y14 is the best level to mine for ancient debris, so here I come. Oh my god, oh I panicked, I thought that I already found debris for a second. Oh my god, I can't believe that I just got trolled by a blackstone. Not even 200 blocks and I already got jumped by a lava pool. I can avoid it and act like this never happened, but that's cheating, so I covered every single hole and went forward. I was definitely not lazy enough to avoid it. Yeah, no. Wait, was that? No! The reason I was not happy about finding the first ancient debris was because every time I reach a milestone I have to spin the wheel of punishments. The worst thing is that the punishments were written by the Discord members. Except the first one, which was written by me in the last episode, which says that I have to mine the biggest obsidian tower. And for that I'm gonna take my overpowered pickaxe. It seems like we're not alone, but I don't really like their presence, so... Wait, why am I not building a beacon? And now everything should be better. This Enderman definitely knows something that we don't. I was definitely not expecting to get 2 shulker boxes full of obsidian. It seemed to be a significantly lower amount. I just realized that I'll have to walk a lot of blocks back and forth, and it's gonna take more and more time as I reach further. Anyways, let's get my work done because the next punishment is triggered when I'll find 10 ancient debris. I reached 1000 blocks and a few blocks later I found 3 extra debris, which means that I'll need 6 more. The reason that is off is because there's a big lava pool in front of the line, so I'm just gonna avoid it like I do with all my problems. And I found the 10 debris, so I spawned the wheel and this is the result. Ugh, I wish there was an easier way to travel to narrow tunnels. A netherite hoe has 2000 durability, so it's probably gonna take at least 30 minutes to destroy it. The plain biome is the perfect place for this kind of challenge because it's flat. I wonder what happens if I encircle a chicken. Oh, she escapes, duh. This feels like I'm playing Splatoon. And that was the last one. I don't like when this happens, so I killed a few magmas and got nether warts, which combined with blaze powder I crafted fire resistant potions. And now I can finally mine in a straight line without caring about lava. By the way, the next milestone will be when I find the full stack of ancient debris. I added a resource pack that lowers the fire texture, because with the original one I couldn't see anything. Also, I hate basalt so much, it's annoyingly slow to mine with these pickaxes, and besides that there's lava everywhere in this biome, which makes it even more annoying. And I finally reached 10,000 blocks, and it told me that I underestimated the time it takes to mine, because it took 3 hours instead of 1 as I estimated. Yes, I'm finally getting out of this hole. Kill the dragon using sticks. That should be easy, right? I don't need this anymore, I'll need you instead. I'm also going to get 2 slow falling potions and a water bucket. Next I need the crystals, but I don't have gas here, so I went in nether and killed a few. And after that I went straight in the end where I respawned the dragon and started to fight it using my little stick, which made me feel like a Viking.
Hours later.
Finally, oh my god, I think that was the slowest dragon fight ever. Just in case I need extra defense, I'll upgrade my armor before going back in nether. I can't believe that I don't even have Feather Falling 4 on my boots. Anyways, I spent like 30 minutes to fly from start to where I am right now, so I brought with me a lot of items to not have to leave this place until the end. And even if I do that, you'll still be able to see the challenges when I hit every single milestone, the next one being when I get 100 ancient debris. I love the way my skin looks with the netherite armor. By the way, I have to build a statue of myself. The good part is that my skin is made out of a single color, except the eyes and the mouth. I'm gonna make the statue out of concrete, which means that I'll need gravels and an yellow dye. So I grabbed my shovel, a few shulker boxes and went in the middle of a desert to get sand. I could have been using the sand dune machine, but this time I prefer to do it manually. Next I repaired my shovel and did the same thing with the gravel, although it was quite annoying to get it from the bottom of the ocean, so after a while I left and found a gravel mountain which made my life easier. Now I need 200 yellow dye, so I went traveling until I found a flower forest biome and gathered dandelions and sunflowers. Back home I mixed the sand, the gravel and the dye into yellow concrete powder and started to look for a perfect place to build a statue, which I found pretty fast. And that's me. Make yourself some popcorn and enjoy the time lapse, because the next milestone is going to be at 150 ancient debris, which is gonna take a while. I ran out fire resistant potions and it seems like I need more magma and netherwarts. So I went backwards in the tunnel and stopped when I found the basalt biome, which means that there are magmas which I killed until I had 2 stacks of balls. And luckily there was a close fortress nearby from which I stole the netherwarts. Before coming back I took a swimming lesson in the lava pool above the tunnel. Unfortunately I almost died, so I ate an enchanted golden apple. Now I need water, so I made a portal which teleported me in a cave, where I spent a few minutes brewing potions, filling not one but 2 shulker boxes with fire resistance, which allowed me to continue the journey. And finally the 50,000 blocks mark. With this one I completed the milestone, so I spun the wheel and it landed on eating 100 cakes. Luckily I already have a lot of cakes, but they are far away, so I have to open this boat and accelerate at maximum speed. Once I got on the other side of the tunnel I used the portal and arrived in the most cursed biome to ever exist. Now I'll just have to find a way to be constantly hungry, and I think I already know how, but I'll have to find something first. And I found it. I can't believe I say it, but rotten flesh is going to be useful for the first time in the entire existence of Minecraft. I ate 1000 slices of cake so far, and the cake has 7 slices, so at the end I should have 1700 slices eaten to complete the challenge. And this should be the last one. It turns out that the rotten flesh wasn't that helpful after all, because it took 3 whole hours to eat these cakes. Seems like I forgot some cakes in a chest, so I'll cover this all and act like nothing ever happened. Soon I'm gonna run out of rockets and I don't have any sugarcane left at home, so it's the perfect time to get some from the huge farm I built in the cake video. This should be enough for a while, so let's get back to the mine because we still have a lot of work to do. The ancient debris supply looks better and better, and I'm really curious to see if you can have a netherite beacon at the end of the video. By the way, the next milestone is going to be when I get 200 debris. Remember when I was at 50,000 blocks? Well, double it. And with this one I got 200 ancient debris, which means that I'll have to touch grass in real life. So I left my house, touched grass and got back home, but this time I was not alone anymore because I had my friend Gracie with me. The next milestone is going to be at 300 debris and there are not many challenges left, so let's keep mining. And this is the 300 debris, which means that I'll have to tame 100 dogs. That's gonna be awful. Get it? No? Okay. First I'll have to find 2 dogs, so I grabbed a few bones and went on an expedition. To my surprise I found them pretty fast. I didn't even know that they are that easy to find. So I gave them food and got home, where I built a place for them and started to breed one by one until they were enough. Meanwhile I asked my friends what should I do with the dogs, and Zenith had the best idea. He said to stack them on top of each other, which is pretty cool, but the thing is I don't know how to do that. So I tried many ways, including item frames, glass, fences and iron bars, but nothing worked. So what I ended up doing was to use minecarts, which is kind of cheating, but unfortunately there's no other way. And this is what I ended up with. It's looking pretty crazy and it took about 2 hours to finish. The next milestone is going to be a 350 debris, which is probably going to be the last one because I'm running out of food. I can't believe that I'm 200,000 blocks away from home. This is the last ancient debris from the current milestone, which means that I'll have to bring an Elder Guardian to an end city. So first I'll get a lot of milk, a few obsidian blocks, rails, dirt blocks and 10 doors. Elder Guardians are usually spawning in ocean monuments, so I'm gonna look for the ocean. And I found it. Now I'll have to find a way to get in without getting noticed. So I brought to the roof and went in, but the damage he dealt scared me a bit, so I ate a golden apple and placed down a door to reset my air bubbles. Meanwhile he escaped, which is exactly what I didn't want to happen. And I have no idea how to get him from this position, so I'll just leave and find another one. To make sure that this time I don't screw up, I made the roof hole smaller. Next, to drain the water, I placed and removed dirt. And after that I placed the Elder Guardian in a minecart and made another portal, which spawned above a lava pool, so I had to build a bridge that connects to the end. Unfortunately he doesn't fit through the end gateway, so I'll have to build a road that goes all the way to the end city. And after 30 minutes I finally found one. Now all I have to do is to transport the Guardian, so I placed the rails, which hopefully are not going to get stolen by the Enderman. Then I got him in the end for one last ride. And voila, here's the Elder Guardian sitting in the End City. Back in Nether I'm running out of food, so I decided to put an end to the tunnel and call it a day. I've never seen someone mining this far in Nether, so this is probably a world record. Before going home I'll have to find an Enderman. And I found it. This should be enough, so now I need to climb as high as possible. And we are on... oh, what? Anyways, I'm going to craft some rockets, equip the Elytra and fly in a straight line until I get to X0. I'm also going to time myself to see how long it takes to fly 270,000 blocks. It took about 2.5 hours to get here. To be honest, I expected to take a little longer than that, but finally, I can inhale the fresh overworld air. Unfortunately, I couldn't build a full netherite beacon because after I smelted and crafted everything, I ended up with 32 netherite blocks, which obviously was not enough. Now go watch how I built the ultimate redstone farm in Minecraft, or click this other video instead.